It's your boy, Joe Biden, Joe Namath, Barack Obama's VV. And this is my new song. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Me and Hunter got matching tattoos. When we got money from Ukraine gas companies, they paid in cash too. I was the first man to land on the moon. I invented the fork and spoon. The leader of a whole damn platoon. I helped Michael Jackson write his tunes. I was there at George Washington's birth. And when Peter invented the church, I taught Kelly Slater to surf. I'm the greatest president on earth. I was there when Abe Lincoln was shot. Me and Bob Norley smoked pot. Used to be a fireman and cop. I was there when 50 Cent was shot. Kids rubbed the hair on my legs. I'm the one who got out of debt. Robert Byrd was my good friend. Eulogized him when he was dead. Yeah, he was in the KKK. Who cares? Just vote them. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. Yeah, that's actually what I said. I was arrested during civil rights. Never mind, I was with the whites. I used to drive an 18-wheeler. I taught Mike Tyson how to fight. 3-letter word, J-O-B-S. No time for your BS. Check my face, I always seem stressed. I need a break, is it recess? Why are stairs so hard to climb? Like Logan Paul and KSI, I'm in my prime. High res, help me write these rhymes. 2 p.m., it's my nap time. You're a dog-faced lion pony soldier. Come on, man, let me sniff your kid. Whoops, I already did. If you don't vote for me, you're so mid. I went to an all-black college. Top of my class, I have knowledge. I'm so Polish, I mean polished. I used to work at the Olive Garden. I can relate to the people of Maui. How can I make this thing about me? My garage burnt down. Almost lost my wife, my Corvette and Audi. 4 kids are just as bright as whites. Come on, man, Uncle Joe is right. I'm honest Abe, I never lie. Me and Taylor Swift are really tight. I'll lead a strategy mobilizing true international Russia. So if you want Biden 2026, vote for me this September. You're a lying, dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man, you're a lying, dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man, you're a lying, dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man, you're a lying, dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man, come on, man, come on, man, come on, man.
Happy New Year! Welcome back to the trailer park. And yeah, that was Lying Dog-Faced Pony Soldier. That was High Res. I think it's actually called Come On Man, but I thought it was funny. It was a cool rap, wasn't it? High Res, they've been bringing us some good political beats for a while now. How is everybody this morning? I'm going to try not to scream because I'm sure a few of you got the pounding headache this morning. Happy New Year's to everybody out there from the trailer park. I hope you survived it well enough. Crazy stuff's going on in the world. Are we surprised? Not even, but I thought we'd hang out this morning. I'm half in my pajamas. I promise. I did get dressed from the top up, but I still got my jammy bottoms on. I figure it's New Year's. You guys are lucky I didn't come in all of my pajamas. How is everybody out there? Do you guys survive last night? Hi, Kate. Oh, Kate, you finally got some sleep. Good. I hate traveling at night. Red eyes suck, man. I'm glad you got some sleep. Popeye, Happy New Year. How are we? Uncle Warren's in the chat. Extra Bola, Happy New Year to you. Oz the Boomer's hanging out. Oz, you're going to be listening? Okay, you listen. SFT's here. Happy New Year to you in your neck of the woods. Popeye. Hi, Popeye. Happy New Year. Kill your Egregros. Good to see you. Happy New Year to you as well. Everybody who's filing in now. Let's see. Who do we got hanging over on the Rumble? Huck Finn's over there. Happy New Year's, Rumble. And Dirty Dollars. Happy New Year's. Do you guys watch the Beauty and the Boomer New Year's Eve? I feel like we were really low energy, but hey, 2023 kicked our asses, so cut us some slack. Hey there, Rokfin. Popeye's over there. Nobody's really talking on the Rokfin. The Rokfin was weird this morning. I said it yesterday, and then I couldn't find it. Like, where is it? I had to go fix it, so I don't know what happened. I've got a huge show for you guys because, of course, I spent the last week writing today's show, and then I get up at like 5 o'clock this morning, and there's tons of shit I need to add to the deck. So we got a really big show. For what it's worth, fair use, because we know YouTube does such a good job of understanding fair use and allowing people to commentate or criticize or news report, Copyrights killing a couple of our friends and fams out there, including Harlots Media. I'm not getting into the tit for tat crap that is going on behind the scenes, but I'm just going to say this isn't fair. You don't come and hit somebody with 3 fucking copyright strikes and take their goddamn channel from them. So I stand with Heartlands Media. It's just another form of censorship. But here's the fucked up thing. It's censorship that's coming from the inside, right? Oh, I don't like what you say or what you do, so I'm going to maliciously attack you using YouTube's guidelines to get you. That's such chicken shit bullshit. And this is why we don't play too closely with our brothers and sisters out there, if you know what I mean. I mean, yes, we collaborate, but we try not to get too clicky at fucking all. We stay out of the bickering. If it comes for us, then we own it and we step the fuck aside, because that's not what we're here to do at all. I did not. If I wanted to fight with other YouTubers, I'd start a goddamn makeup channel, because that's all they do is fucking fight. Anywho, if you want to help me out, buy me a coffee. I woke up with some Joey's coffee this morning. It was so good, but I had to switch over to the tea. After a couple cups of Joey's, I'm like, so get your Joey's coffee. If you want to buy me a coffee, you can buy me a coffee at /Trailer Park. That's right. You can call me Trailer Park. I don't mind. Today is New Year's Day, of course. What are you guys going to do all day other than watch me this morning? You're going to watch some some football. You guys know I gave up football. I was a champion fantasy football player. I grew up around the NFL. I mean, I had brothers. That's all we did, right? Last 2 years, I'm done. I'm freaking done. I don't care. I don't want to hear stats. I don't want to look at rookie reports. I don't want to hear shit. I mean, the extent of what I know about football this last 2 years is a meme I saw with Russell Wilson driving OJ's Bronco and leaving Denver. I'm assuming he had a shitty 2 years in Denver, took the money and ran. But so a lot, tradition, a lot of tradition is to watch football on the holidays. Not my tradition anymore. Once you wake up from the paradigm that we're living in, you can't pretend anymore. You just can't. I did. I pretended from 2016 till 2020. Was it 2020, 2021 the last time I did fantasy? I kept pretending like the NFL wasn't co-opted, corrupted, owned by the same 1% that puts their boot on our neck every fucking day. You can't tell me this shit's not rigged at any level, at every level, and I just can't do it anymore. But hey, more love out to everybody who does. You'll eventually get tired of the paradigm and step away from it too. Got us a couple of New Year memes here. So I'm sorry I can't share my 2023 highlights. I don't recommend what I did I don't remember what I did this year, because all I can see is 2023 is the year humans lost all their humanity. Do you guys think that's true? I don't. I think we have been on a road to losing our humanity for a while now. We're just waking up to it. Got my tickets for the New Year's event. Stay home and do nothing. That's exactly what I did last night. I was in bed by 10:30 and sleeping like a baby when the fireworks went off. Yeah, they woke me up, but at least I was sleeping already. Christmas is over. Bank is empty. Clothes are tight. Yeah, that about sums up the last month for me. For sure. Christmas is over. Why do we do Christmas in December? I've always thought this was so fucking batshit upside down. We should do Christmas in the end of January when it's cold and it's been dark for 8 weeks. And I always feel like we embrace winter really fast at the beginning of it, and then we have this long drawn out nightmare we got to go through, right? Because we haven't even started with actual winter at all out there. $30. Thank you so much for the Rumble rant. Let's see. Is that what it's called? Rumble rants. Yeah, that's what it's called. Welcome 2024, and hope you're keeping it. Hope you keep it up, TPP. I have made a vow. When you get hit, you get knocked down, right? You got to pick yourself up, keep going, go harder, go harder. I am going to come at this year just running hard. That's why I didn't take any breaks during the holidays, man. We didn't miss a show. We did a show Christmas Day. We did a show New Year's Day. We did Christmas Eve. We did New Year's Eve. I am not backing off. And so I'm going to get out there, try to network even more. It's not that I'm trying to build my show because I'm happy with what it is. Our community is great, but I would like to add more people to our community, right? I feel like there's a whole swath of people out there that belong here, that need to be here. So let's welcome them in. Let's invite them in, because that's the only way everybody finds what we do at Roar Media is word of mouth. You guys sharing it, you guys bringing your friends in. We appreciate it. That's how we go. Woke up to very sad news yesterday. First thing I saw when I opened my eyes yesterday, the announcement that sadly we have lost John Pillinger. Now, some of you might remember John Pillinger. He originally, I think, started out as a BBC documentarian, right? He's done so many amazing documentaries. I mean, you could spend a whole week watching John Pillinger's work, but his outstanding, outspoken fight for Julian Assange has been amazing. He's been out there, riling people up, getting people involved, informing people. And a lot of our network, you guys know that a lot of the people that I'm networked with have fought shoulder with John Pillinger to free Julian Assange. And he's covered some great shit over the years. I mean, looking into propaganda and so much more. So it says John Pillinger, this was his official account yesterday. It says it is with great sadness that the family of John Pillinger announces he died yesterday, December 30th, in London at the age of 84. His journalism and documentaries were celebrated around the world, but to his family, he was simply the most amazing and loved dad, grandpa, and partner. Rest in peace. And always look for the truth from the ground up, rarely from the top down. Journalists are never real journalists if they are the agents of power. The agents of power. No matter how they disguise the role, real journalists are agents of the people. Yeah, you can't say Rachel Maddow is an agent of the people. The mainstream media, all of them, we know that they are agents of power, right? But what about the new mainstream alternative media, also known as MAMs, which we always talk about here? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that they are journalists of the people, or are they journalists of power, just a different swath of power? Because that's what I see. Definitely, that's what I see. They're just a different lane of power. I guess we'll see how it plays out. Joe Rogan's not going to stay on top forever. Alex Jones is rising again. We shall see. We shall see. So very sad. Condolences to John Pillinger's family and friends, and thank you for your hard work. Thank you for telling the truth, and making it a life's mission to tell the truth. Ugh. Am I going to have a speech problem today? Come on. Kick in. Did you guys wake up to the news that Japan, 20 minutes before the New Year's, had a huge earthquake? Yeah, 2023 had to go out with a bang and come in with a bang, especially in Japan. So it was on the inside, the inner shore of the island. And of course, they are calling for tsunamis. They are calling for evacuations. I've seen some video of possible tsunami waves coming in, but I don't know. There's so much misinformation out there. They could have been from another one, so I didn't bring them for one. Tell you, verify them, right? I try to verify everything I bring to you guys. And it didn't, a couple of the videos didn't have community notes on them, but my brain's telling me you've seen this video 20 times in the last 10 years. It's probably from the tsunami, the Christmas tsunami, right? That hit Indonesia. So be careful what you're looking at out there, because a lot of it's not real, because we really haven't seen any big waves yet that I've seen. But I did bring you a couple of clips of the actual earthquake itself. But the reason I brought you guys this clip is listen to their alert system, their warning system. Oh my God, it's so calm. And I don't know, it's just, ours is like jarring, right? Like when you hear a United States fucking warning system go off, whether it be our tsunami system, anything, it's kind of jarring. This is very calm. So check it out. Makes me feel like I'm going in a dream. Yeah, that's a shaker.
すごい。
お、す
めっ
ごい。
ちゃ揺れちゃう。うわ
やばい。めっちゃ揺れてる。やばい。おー。わー、やばい。
やばいやばいやばい。
Not an
これ
amusement
サウナ大
ride.
丈夫？
待って待って。
やばいやばい。
Okay, so did you hear the beginning of that? It ding 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 ding, and then it's followed by an announcement, obviously in Japanese, but it's very calm. Like, that is not the type of alert system that we have here in the United States. So they're saying officially it was a 7.6. I've seen 7.5, 7.6. You know, it takes them a couple hours to really get the number out there. We're hearing there's hundreds of aftershocks, and they're reporting that all of their nuclear facilities are okay and functioning fine. So that's the first thing we always want to know when Japan gets hit with an earthquake, right? But they are evacuating a tsunami warning. They're saying as high as a 1 meter to 3 meter wave could be coming in. Now, as somebody who lives on the coast, like it only takes me a 3-minute drive to get to the beach right now. I'm very scared of tsunamis. I mean, we're in one of the worst places for tsunamis up here in the Pacific Northwest. If it hits Alaska, it's hitting us. If it comes from China and Japan, it's going to hit us. Like, yeah, we're scared up here all the time of tsunamis. But check this out. I've never seen a video like this. This is a video that explains to you how high the waves are. Because when you say 1 meter to somebody, they go, what is that going to wash over my ankles? Well, we saw this week in California waves coming in that people did not anticipate. Humans are the stupidest when it comes to being on the beach and seeing waves come. We just have no ability to realize that wave, once it gets here, is going to be much bigger once it gets here. And let's start out with this like wave size. It kind of shows you the different wave sizes. Okay, that's a little terrifying. That's 24 meter. I mean, that's enough to fuck up a town. 30. 40. 46. 1863 was the last time one of those hit us. April Fool's tsunami, 1946. Was that Alaska? I think that was Alaska. 70. Yeah. $100 meter. That's a 100-meter wave. 130. 200. Wish they would have used a better color for the font. Oh, it's bigger than the Eiffel Tower Eiffel Tower. That one's 250. 520. 1946. Where did that hit? Something Bay. That's insane. That wave's coming for you, you're dead. Any of those waves, basically, after about 5 foot. It's not funny because it's terrifying, but I thought that was interesting. I'd never seen it visualized like that. And you guys know I'm a visual learner. Why do you guys think I bring such visually heavy loaded shows? Because I'm a visual learner. I found that very interesting. You know, they always say like when if the pole shifted, right? If the pole shifted, that it would be a 500 foot or 500 meter wave that would hit us. That's insane. That last one was 520. So yeah, if the pole shifts. So now it explains a lot of our past. Okay, so I skipped through my deck because I wanted to show you guys what was going on in California. Huge waves have been rolling in all week in California. Kind of surprised them. And a lot of people are asking, where the fuck are these waves coming from? Well, it's kind of a combination of a few things. We had a big storm out in the Pacific between Hawaii and the West Coast, that is pushing the waves in. But we also have king tides right now. If you don't know what king tides are, right around the solstice every year, that is the pull from the moon, the gravity pull from the moon. It makes king tides, and these tides are always big. I grew up around the water. King tides are always, you always get flooding. Low-lying beach areas are always pretty much inundated with this shit. But so let's check it out. Here is is this Santa Monica Pier or is this a Ventura? I'm not sure. They'll tell us.
Left a path of destruction, and people still need to be careful. The force of nature was on full display in Ventura County Saturday, with massive waves battering the Ventura Pier.
It's hitting the bottom underneath platform of the pier, and never seen it that high in my life.
The surf was so high, so intense, emergency officials issued evacuation warnings for a stretch of neighborhoods bordering Pacific Coast Highway. That means people should pack up their valuables and be ready to leave quickly if conditions warrant such action. The Faria Beach campground was impacted, although the most destructive breakers hit the RV park on Thursday morning, chasing everyone to higher ground.
A lot of unhappy campers. They had to all pack up and leave, and they celebrate. The same campers come every year to do this, and what can we do? Mother Nature took over.
So living on the West Coast, I got to tell you guys, we're a little fucking obsessed with partying on the beaches for New Year's. I don't know why. It's like a family thing for me. Our family went every New Year's. We had a family cabin down at Ocean Shores. We would go. It's just something on the West Coast. And I've seen a lot of my photographer friends over on Facebook, they are getting amazing pictures of these king tides as they're rolling in. I've seen beautiful pictures from Washington, Oregon, California. I brought you guys a couple of more videos just to show you the magnitude of how big these waves are that are coming into California. They say it's going to keep happening for a day or two more.
Jeff, look at that. Holy shit.
Holy!
Be careful! Jesus Christ. Be careful. Okay, fight back against water.
And the other one's running out.
Humans are so stupid.
Oh my!
Okay, so here's one more. That one went way into town. There's lots of video out there of them trying to outrun this wave. That's crazy. Dude, you see a big wave coming for you and you're on the beach? Fucking run. Run. Have we not established that yet? Run. I mean, I get the draw to want to go down to the beach and when it's storming out. I do it all the time because it's like my favorite thing. But still, if I see a huge wave coming, I'm running. Like, I ain't going back. Oh, look, the water's gone. Let's go check it out. You know, a lot of that happens during tsunamis. I just thought that was crazy. Let me get back to the top of the deck. Those two stories were kind of separate, but I ended up putting them together because why talk about it twice, right? Okay, let's get back. And we'll start out with Gaza. You guys know I always start out with Gaza because I think it's the most important story right now. I mean, we're sitting here watching we're not experiencing it. We're watching it happen before our eyes. And it just seems to be okay. It seems to be normal. It's okay. It's so normal that Israel's decided to do fashion shows. And so, yeah, this happened over the weekend. Max Blumenthal tweeted this out. Here's Israel model Tella Lee, I'm not even going to assume her name, who sought to symbolize the R word of so many Israeli women on October 7th. Oh, yeah, so we have to do it with clothing because we're so privileged. We can do a goddamn fashion show while Palestinians in Gaza are starving, dying, being blown up, buried under rubble, having their arms and legs amputated with, no anesthesia. But we're the victims. We are the victims, don't you know? We're so victim that we put it in our clothes. It's so gross. So gross. Yeah, Prince says this is exactly why doves cry. I like that meme. I'm going to keep that meme around for a little bit. More mocking. So, checklist for 2023: babies, women, hospitals, bakeries, mosques, churches, houses, animals, ambulances. Hamas bases? No, not so much. Yeah, they don't go after the Hamas bases, right? And Israel mocks Palestinian children and starts taking photos in the children's beds after murdering them. God, is there no decency? There is no decency with these fucking people. And then they cry the victim every day. Every day, they're the victims. They're the victims. Can't you see? You guys tell me if you've ever heard this term before, because this is the first time I've ever heard it. And I don't know if it's one of those terms you're not allowed to say. There's terms you're not allowed to say out there, especially as a white person. But I don't know. I've never heard anybody talks about this. Locksome? What is locksome? What is locksome? Locksome is the hatred, discrimination, or prejudice against those who are not Jewish, specifically against those with white European descent. It is the most powerful form of racial hatred on the planet, yet it is never mentioned in the mainstream media. I've never heard this term. I find myself, I don't pretend to be that educated, but at least informed. And I had never heard this term. You guys tell me, why are we, well, of course, our media is never going to use this term, right? And I'm not even going to read these disgusting quotes over here. You can read them yourself. They're on the screen. Yeah, that seems like a lot of hate. A lot of hate. And yet we're the ones that are told constantly that because we point out what Israel is doing to the Palestinian people, that we're the hateful ones. We are causing the hate of the Jews, right? That's what we're sold on a daily basis. Zionism is Loxism. That's what I'm picking up, right? Okay. So I'm a Loxist. I guess I know. If you were a Loxist, wouldn't you hate European descent white people? No, I don't. I'm so confused this morning. So the U.S. should show it can win a nuclear war. Oh, yeah, it should, huh? So Katie Johnson says, actually, what fuels anti-Semitism is murdering children by the thousands under the banner of the Star of David, while adamantly insisting that your actions are inseparable for all Jews and the total of Judaism. Katie Johnstone. Yes, absolutely. That's what they try to sell us, right? It's your guys' fault. The hate comes from you. It doesn't have anything to do with us, murdering at all. It's so gross. This one shocked me when I came across it. Did you know this? See, memes can be a good thing if you learn something from a meme, right? There was 2 memes in a row I learned something from. Loxism, didn't know what it was. And this one, never ask a woman her age, or a man his salary, or a Zionist about the Hannibal Directive, or why the IDF killed so many Israeli citizens on October 7th, way more than Hamas, or why DNA tests are illegal in Israel, or how Israel became a global leader in organ trafficking, and about the close ties between Nazism and Zionism prior to the Holocaust. Okay, so the main I took away with this was why DNA testing is illegal in Israel. What? You can't have it. The whole fucking world has been sold on DNA tests, right? In America, you give that shit as a Christmas gift. Here, find out where you came from and give them your DNA so they can clone you, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, Israel has a law that was passed in 2000 that says you are not allowed to get a DNA test in Israel unless you have a court order. What? I had to go research this. I was like, this can't be real. Like, you would think that with the Jewish birthright thing, that would be an actual thing. Like, oh, you got to take a DNA test so we can figure out, what line of Jews you come from. That's not a thing. Like, I am just shocked. Like, I could just call up and be like, yeah, birthright, I'm a Jew. Can I come there? I think that's what this is really all about. I could be wrong, but so genetic information law is what it was called. The main reason why DNA testing is not allowed in Israel is because of the genetic information law, which was passed by Israel government in 2000. The law was designed to protect the privacy and dignity of individuals and their family from the misuse of genetic information. Well, I'm glad that they're protected from that, because we sure in the hell are not in the United States. Let me tell you. If you've already gave your swab, I think you're already kind of screwed. I haven't done one of the Ancestor DNA 23andMe ones, but in 1992, I had no choice but to give a swab for parental DNA testing of my first child. That's the government wants to know who's going to pay them. Even when you tell them who the father is, they go, yeah, no, you're going to give us a DNA sample. And we're going to go after everybody that you name till we match somebody to that DNA sample. That is exactly how our welfare system works in the United States. And so I don't know if that is that sample from 35 years ago, 30 years ago, still like vaulted somewhere. I don't know. That's crazy to me. That like probably. DC, good morning. Happy New Year. How are you? Who else came in? Salty. Hey, Salty. Happy New Year, Salty. Popeye, did I say Happy New Year? Peace Stuff's in the house. Hey, Peace Stuff. Happy New Year. You guys are starting to file in. Pittsburgh Dude 87. Good to see you. Happy New Year to you. Who else is new in here? Let me see. Lizzie's here. Happy New Year, Lizzie. Okay, so you guys watched the Alex Jones Jimmy Dore interview? Like 2 hours and 40 minutes. It was a long ass interview. I got to tell you, at the beginning, I was getting a little pissed at Jimmy. Like, Jimmy, you are here to talk to guests. Quit rambling. I know you're trying to tell Alex Jones that you supported him, even though he thought you hated him all these years, right? Finally, Jimmy got to the point, threw the floor over to Alex Jones, and Alex Jones just went off for, 2.5 hours about everything, lizard people and whatnot. But what everybody was watching for was to get Jones's take on Israel, because a lot of people see Jones as a Zionist ass kisser. Like, hey, he's done it in the past, right? He'll call out little things normally, but he makes sure that he's in the right space. So I went and I grabbed you because Jimmy saved it till the very end of the interview. I want to say the last 20 minutes of that interview, they cover Israel, and I grabbed you guys like 3 minutes of it, kind of just wrapping up what Jones had to say about it. Yeah, they talked a lot about his class action lawsuit. The one with this cat pisses me off though, right? Because I reported that a year ago, 6 months ago, whenever it happened, that the IRS, because he's had to file bankruptcy because of all of these lawsuits and, verdicts that he has against him, he has to get rid of anything with value. And he's got a ragdoll cat. Ragdoll cats are amazing. They're some of the smartest cats on the planet, but his cat's valued at $2,000. So, the IRS is no joke making him sell his cat. And he's going to try to sell it to a family member, I think is what he tried to say. So that way it can stay in the family with them. Fucking insane that we live in a country that will literally take your pet and sell it if you owe them money. Okay, so here's Alex Jones, Jimmy Dore.
They go in, and then Hamas gets elevated around the world, get to be these heroes. Israel gets to get the oil and the gas and push people out of Gaza, send the refugees here. Netanyahu gets a new 9/11, a political distraction. Iran gets to flex their muscles. Wars help the state. I'm not saying they all work together, but there's a lot of back channel wink.
Hey, what happened? I thought that clip was weird. It's like it didn't start in the right place. Let's see what's going on here. It should have started in the right place. So we'll try again. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube does that. If you watch the clip to a certain, and then when you bring it in, it does that. So we'll try again. Hopefully.
Just way more powerful. But when I saw.
Okay, this is making me mad now. So how do I get it to go back? I'll figure it out, guys. Give me a second. Oh, I know how to do it. I got to go change the time on it so it thinks it's like a different time. Okay, let's see if this works.
Is in many of these things I've seen manifesting some really deep, powerful stuff. There's no crew.
Okay, now I'm getting mad. So I'm going to back up to 23. Give me a second, guys. I'm getting there. I'm having to do it manually, and that's hard to do. Okay, we're just gonna let it play. I don't know where it's at.
So before we go, you tweeted this out, and I just want to end our conversation talking a little bit about Israel. You said, breaking exclusive, General Flynn responds to Netanyahu's leaked plan to ship Gaza war refugees to Western nations. Former head of the Defense Intelligence Agency, General Michael Flynn, gives his analysis of this extremely dangerous development and also calls out Netanyahu and the Israeli military leadership for clearly standing down during the Hamas attacks of October 7th. So go ahead and speak about that.
Well, I mean, I'm not telling anybody anything that they didn't know. I've seen you talk about it. I talked about it on October 7th. Israel, a couple days ago, in a 60-second rescue, grabbed a bunch of hostages while they were being shot at, flew into Gaza from Israel in 60 seconds, saved them, and got out. Okay, so Israel probably does have the best border defenses in the world, hands down. General Flynn's been there. He's toured it. He said clearly they probably got the best. And they've got multiple 3-4 layers and all these cameras and all these weapons. And Israel, you know, is tiny, and you can drive from end to end of Israel, even on the windy roads, in like an hour. And from the Golan Heights in the north all the way down to the south by Gaza and the southern zone. And so a bunch of Israeli retired soldiers who were in the north got down there in 45 minutes in their cars, and they helped. But somebody had a bunch of the troops stand down, and Flynn says the head of the southern district should be removed, the head of the military should be removed during the investigation. And the New York Times comes out and says, actually, the army says they told Netanyahu a year before of the plan.
Yes.
But then nobody's blaming who did it. So I don't know if it's Netanyahu, whether they didn't tell him. But the point is, they have hundreds of attack helicopters. I've looked it up. They have over 170 Apaches. They've got hundreds of attack helicopters. I looked it up. 10 miles from where that rock concert or rave happened, where everybody got killed tragically, they had a whole bunch of attack helicopters, fueled, ready, pilots sitting around drinking coffee. So a helicopter could have been there in minutes. A few helicopters, when they break through the first fence with bulldozers, could have been there and stopped them. Instead, they let them break through, overrun, go in, kill thousands, grab hundreds, drag them back across right after Biden gives Iran $6 billion, right after Iran. Hezbollah's now taking credit for Hezbollah advising Hamas. They go in, and then Hamas gets elevated around the world, get to be these heroes. Israel gets to get the oil and the gas and push people out of Gaza, send the refugees here. Netanyahu gets a new 9/11, a political distraction. Iran gets to flex their muscles. Wars to help the state. I'm not saying they all work together, but there's a lot of back channel wink, wink.
So that was just a few minutes of Alex Jones. Jimmy Dore dropped this interview last night. Like I said, it's like a 2-hour, 40-minute interview. If you're into it, go watch it. I've always liked Jones for the fact that he calls out the cabal, right? Because that's what he calls it, the global cabal. And his work in the past, especially with Bohemian Grove and shit like that. But I take everything he says with where the fuck is he making his money type of attitude. Like, I don't trust the mammies, guys. I don't. And Jimmy Dore is inching to being in that category. I'm not hating on Jimmy. I love Jimmy. I always have. But I'm just saying, I'm kind of questioning a lot of shit that I'm seeing nowadays, right? Like, I'm not just going to fall in line because Russell Crowe Russell Brand or, any of the mammies have told me that, you need to fall in line for this. Absolutely. Open your mind, free thinking. We know that, right? Question everything, including this bullshit. So we talked about this the other night on Beauty and the Boomer. Anthony Blinken tweeting out that this has been an extraordinary, dangerous year for press around the world. Many killed, many more wounded, hundreds detained, attacked, threatened, and injured simply for doing their jobs. I'm profoundly grateful for the press getting accurate, timely information to people. Anthony Blinken, shut the fuck up. Why has it been an extraordinarily dangerous year for press? Why? Why has it been an extraordinarily dangerous year for press, motherfucker? I love this meme. Whoever made this meme, good fucking job, because he's the reason it has been extraordinarily dangerous for this year for the press, right? And of course, they don't say anything about the over 100 journalists that have been killed trying to cover Gaza, right? There's a 2-part video out there that is like 5 minutes long. I was going to bring it for you guys. I have it, but it's just every journalist that has been killed since October 7th. You don't see Blinken crying about that, tweeting about that. Fuck no. The hypocrisy with these guys is just nauseating. 100%, always has been. Oh, and guess what else he did over Christmas? Oh, yeah. The Pentagon announces that the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, has approved $147.5 million worth of M107 150 millimeter artillery munitions to Israel, bypassing Congress, because who fucking needs Congress to approve them, by activating a national emergency. So yes, we are in a national emergency right now, so we could send, mass munitions to Israel and not have anybody that we actually elected, elected us, like voted for. We don't need anybody that we actually vote for to approve this shit. They'll do it themselves. They'll just make a national emergency up, right? And yeah, when you vote Democrat, you refuse to look at what's happening, right? But do I think that this would be any different under a Republican Trump administration? Fuck no. Fuck no. And once you step outside of the two-party paradigm, the left-right bullshit propaganda that's fed to you, you see that both are equally as bad. Don't forget that Trump embraced Israel. Oh, we saw what we saw under Trump. He's just as bad as a Zionist as the goddamn Democrats. So all these people thinking that it's going to get better when Trump gets in, it's not going to get better, guys. It's not. Trump will do the same thing. He'll probably do it to a better fucking level. Bella Lugoosi's in the chat. Happy New Year. Good to see you. Oh, this is nauseating. So you guys wonder why I tell you about Eve Bartlow, aka Eve Fartlow, right? We've covered this a little bit. She was Amber Heard's girlfriend during the Johnny Depp trial, and she is a propagandist who calls herself a journalist. She's not ever done really any journalist work. She's just a propagandist and queen of the trolls from what we can see, but she is out there trolling hard for Israel. I showed you a couple of tweets last week where she was talking about how she's going to go to Israel. Well, now we have pictures of her in Israel, and check it out. I got this from Katie Helper. Katie Helper says, Eve Barlow really understands the musical communities, which is why she went on her genocide tour. She wore a Sinead O'Connor t-shirt. O'Connor flew the Palestinian flag at shows and said the following in an open letter. Yeah, Sinead was very, very pro-Palestinian. She was anti-Israel. And this girl is out there, with Michael Rappaport. So good to meet the strong in Tel Aviv. Yeah, because and then she keeps telling everybody she's in a war zone. You're in Tel Aviv. So she says, Eve Barlow says, what does this say? As a Jew, Happy New Year's, because you have to identify yourself as a Jew before you can say anything in the world anymore, right? And Bernie Girl No More says, are Zionists taking over New Year's too? Because that's what it sounds like. Can you imagine how stupid you have to be to wear a Sinead O'Connor shirt when you know what Sinead stood for? Have you not been paying attention? These people are just asleep at the wheel. So gross. I think I have another Michael Rapport. No, I thought I did. I don't know where it went. We'll find it. It's on the deck somewhere. So breaking, South Africa files a case against Israel at the ICC for genocide. Acts by Israel are genocide in the characters, and they are committing with an intent to destroy the Palestinians in Gaza. We know that, but bravo. Claps out to South Africa, somebody filing something against these guys. The world sees what's happening. The world's not blind. They're not stupid. America, we're in deep shit, guys. We are standing in our arrogance, arm in arm with Israel, while the rest of the world goes, what the fuck are we going to do about these bullies? Right? And we still think that we're the big cock on the block. We seriously do. And we're about to get punched in the fucking face hard. Let's see. Fee says, according to QNN, racist slurs and insults were discovered on the walls of a home that had been converted into a base by the IDF soldiers in Gaza. So now who else is like this? That's right, Nazis. That's a good one, Fee. Let's see.
هنا كتابات جنود الاحتلال على طاولة هذا المنزل.
For real? Ugh. Yeah. Nazis do that too. So good point, Fee. Did you guys see the convo couch together last night for New Year's? Oh, it was a thing of beauty. If you haven't seen it, go check out Pasta's Twitter. Him and Fee ringing in the new year together makes me happy, makes my heart sing to see the fams together for the convo couch, and happy new year to them. I wish I could have been there. I gotta say, I was like, I didn't get to see Fee when she was in town or in the country, right? She's never really in town. She's in the country. So in solidarity with Palestinian people, I pledge to not vote for anyone receiving money from a pro-Israel interest group. To vote for them is to vote for genocide. Hashtag free Palestine. Yes, I think that goes without even saying. I don't see any of us voting for anybody who's taking AIPAC or Israel lobby money. And I think that doesn't even have to be said, right? For sure. Okay, so I woke up to this one this morning. This one got added on the deck last minute because I was like, what the fuck? This is Salty Cracker. And we have talked about over and over and over now for the last year how Ukraine is losing the war, the propaganda, the lies, how men fighting age are fleeing the Ukraine. They're escaping. They're going through the woods. They're being caught and held captive and forced to go to war, right? We saw the pregnant woman. Remember the pregnant woman who got captured by the Russians? And they were like, what the fuck are you doing out here? And she's like, I'm pregnant. Don't shoot me. And he's like, if you're pregnant, why are you here? Well, it has gotten so bad that now they are sending people with Down syndrome. Ugh, this is heartbreaking to watch. Check this out.
Диви, кого мене підрисували, блядь. Ану. Во! Що там, малий?
Чергую. What's happening? I'm on duty.
А де твій автомат?
Where's your gun? I still didn't give me one. They said, gain one on the battlefield.
Чуєш? А то як його? Москалів їбашить будеш?
Москалів?
Ваха, вихід! Вихід, блядь!
Holy balls, lads. Fuck Ukraine. Screw you, Zelensky, and you criminal cocksuckers in Washington, D.C. laundering money through this shithole, perpetuating and keeping this conflict going on forever. They are now taking and conscripting dudes, and I assume women, why discriminate at this point, with Down syndrome, and sending them to the front line. In this video over here, the fucking guy in the foxhole or the trench over here in Ukraine is laughing. It's all big joke. Lols! Lols! Look at who they sent us to the trenches with us. Oh, look at this. What's funny about that? What is remotely funny? So, the only thing I can gather from this, by the way, is that the reason why it's so funny is because that guy's job is to draw fire. So you're in a war situation, you're on the front lines with an occupying force that has beaten the shit out of you. Yeah. Taken 30+% of your land, despite the fact that Joe Biden and these other criminals in Washington, D.C. are laundering hundreds of billions of dollars through your shithole fucking country. And you get sent, because they're all out of dudes. They're all out of able-bodied dudes. They've been sending women and dudes with Down syndrome to your front line, and you think it's
Isn't that heartbreaking to watch, guys? Oh my God. You know, we say that 2023 was the year that we lost our humanity. We're far from losing. I mean, we're going to continue to see the loss of our humanity for a long time. We haven't seen anything yet. I think it's going to get much, much, much worse. It has to before we as a species come together and say, fucking enough of this, and we find our humanity again. But all of them need tried on war crimes. Every fucking single one of them. Everybody who's laundering money, every American politician, the Democrats that are laundering money through Ukraine, you know, everybody who's supporting Zelensky, all the money he's been fucking pocketing, the 2 yachts he got, the bunch of mansions he's got, all of his generals have been enriched. That's the name of the game, right? It's a pilfer. I brought you an Alex Jones message just because it tends to relate to this. We just had the whole, I question the mammies. speech. So let's hear what Jones has to say about Ukraine.
A month ago, when the globalist puppet Joe Biden came out and said, if you don't give us $106 billion for Ukraine, he told Congress, your sons and daughters within months will be fighting Russians in Ukraine. He put a gun to our head. People said, well, you know, he's a puppet. He spoke out of turn. He doesn't mean that. Well, he came back out yesterday, and the video and statements are on Infowars.com, and said again, no, we're going to have war with Russia if we don't have unlimited funding to Ukraine. And then yesterday, a major Russian city 40 miles over the border from Ukraine, Belgrade, was hit with cluster bombs fired by vampire missile batteries. That's what they're called, vampire missile batteries that NATO provided. Now, remember just a few years ago, we can't give them long-range missiles. Ukraine will hit Russia, and that'll cause a full-scale war. So whether you think Russia's good or bad or you're neutral on this, this is escalating into full-bore war with Russia. And that's exactly what Biden and others want. So now they're having an emergency UN Security Council meeting. This is clearly a terrorist attack. The Russians are not targeting civilian infrastructure. When the Ukrainians shoot down some of their missiles, they hit civilian infrastructure. Russia, all the experts agree, is not targeting civilians. But now Ukraine is, as a desperate move to try to draw Russia in to hit civilian targets so they can be demonized, so NATO has an excuse to officially enter the war. A lot of you want war. A lot of you leftists who can't even wipe your ass or even shoot a gun or skin a buck or run a trot line love war now. You say, Sean Penn, let's have nuclear war. It's survivable. You're playing tin soldier here with all of our futures. No, we don't want a nuclear war with Russia. And that's where this is all going. And NATO and Ukraine have lost this. So now they want to double down. This is madness, and it needs to stop right now. Going into the year 2024, we all need to demand peace and demand a peace deal and stop this and shut this down, as well as demanding a ceasefire and a peace deal in the Middle East with Israel and Gaza. This is all out of control. The globalists are desperate. Their financial system's collapsing. So they want a global crisis to smokescreen what they're doing. We need peace now. We'll be covering it live at Infowars.com.
Yeah. I'm not sending you in for wars, but I think he has a valid point. And the point is that the whole world is screaming that Israel is targeting Gaza. They're targeting, we just went over the list of what they're targeting: hospitals, children, daycare, schools, bakeries, and nobody's freaking out about it. But now, they've been saying that Putin's targeting the civilians. Oh my God, we've got to charge him in the ICC courts, and he's a war criminal. And oh, look, now Ukraine is actually targeting Russian civilians, and nobody's saying a goddamn word about this. And I do believe, guys, that I can't just say it's the Democrats that are going to take us into a hot war with Russia. We're already in a hot war with Russia. We just don't have, we do have boots on the ground there, but not as many as they would like, right? But as 2024 progresses, I think we will see more and more of that. The Biden administration, they're scared shitless. They know they're losing. They are polling worse than any fucking president in the history of our lifetimes, and they've got to do something, right? And war is great for elections, or it has been in the past, and they're going to go by that. And Alex Jones has a point when he says these Democrats are playing 10 fucking soldier. They don't want to go out there and fight on the field, but they sure the fucking want to see a war. And I brought this clip. Now, I'm not going after the trans community with this clip. It doesn't have anything to do with that for me. For me, it's okay, you guys want to go to war, and these are the people you want to lead it? I'm confused.
So, inclusion is a national security imperative. We fight today, and we are going to fight in the future using brain power. And if that brain, who's going to revolutionize the way we fight in space, we fight in cyber, just happens to be in a trans body, you should want them all serving alongside me. And for your organizations, it's the same way. Those perspectives that we get from a diverse set of individuals, it's been talked about on stage a lot regarding the science behind high-performing teams. We need those perspectives. But it's inclusion that actually drives that. Because you can bring people in, and if they don't feel safe to speak up, if they don't feel safe to bring their full selves to work, you're not going to get the value of the diversity. So for us, it is absolutely critical to drive our future success as an organization and potentially on the battlefield. And I think it's the same way for all of you, because we can't leave that talent that is going to revolutionize the way we do business behind.
the way we do business, the way we do war. I mean, that whole clip just fucking blows my mind. Like, okay, for one, the battlefield, when she does call it a battlefield, she says it will be the internet and in space. So we're not going to have any battlefields on the earth anymore. Guys, we're so screwed. We're so fucking screwed. You know what? I hate to admit this, but we need toxic male testosterone and masculinity on a fucking battlefield. Not that I want to go to war, but if we did want to go to war, I'm just not going to say anything more than we're screwed. We are so fucking screwed. We are picking the fight of all fucking fights. We want war. We want nukes dropped, but we don't actually want to send anybody to fight that, right? Recruitment's down 80% in the military. We've talked about it mass times now. Some say that's why we have the flood of immigration that we have, because they know they're marching us towards a war and they need bodies to put in those fucking boots. So they're going to tell these new Americans, hey, you want to be an American, just go fight in the war for a year or two, and then we'll make you a U.S. citizen when you get back, if you get back, right? Is this what they're going to do? I imagine that most trans people are horrified by the weaponization of their identity for militarism. Thank you, Pittsburgh Dude 87, because that's the way I feel about it. The people I love and I know in the trans community would, I'm not going to fight for their fucking wars. What the hell are they talking about? Like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't see this working out well for us. I really don't. This is a kind of a crazy little clip. This is a secured government facility outside of Washington, D.C. I want to say 3 nights ago, maybe this was right around Christmas, but there's an alarm system going off, and listen to it.
Is a test of the emergency.
Well, I was live and TikTok banned me. Not sure why.
There is no emergency
and
at this
just
time.
wanted to show you guys still at
This
4:10
is only a test.
a.m. This has been going on for 2 hours.
This
We had
is a
security
test
come up.
of
We've
the
had the police come
emergency
up. We are in Northern
notification
Virginia, right
system.
outside Washington,
This
D.C.
is only a
This has been
test.
going on for 2 hours. These are
There
high
is no
classified
emergency at
security
this
buildings.
time.
The police cannot do anything.
This is
The
only
security
a
guy was
test.
from the building across the street. He can't even do anything.
This
He said this
is
was
a
not
test
normal.
of
So
the emergency notification system.
I just say prepare yourselves.
This is only
Prepare
a
yourselves,
test.
you guys. Seriously.
There is no emergency at
And-
this time. This is only a test.
Yeah. 4:10. This has been going on since 2 a.m.
This is a test
These are
of
high
the emergency
classified buildings.
notification system.
There's a car.
This is only a test.
Oh, there's a car.
There is no emergency.
Why? That just goes on for like 2 minutes of this is only a test. Why are they testing the emergency broadcast system at secured government facilities? Question mark. I'm going to put a pin mark on this for this year. I think war is going to be the theme of 2024. I don't want it to be war, but that's where we're heading, guys. I mean, the drums have been beaten for a while now. I love this meme. Can't today. I'm busy watching the season finale of the United States. Oh, will it be a cliffhanger or will it be the end of the series? That is the question. I think it's going to be the end of the series. What is this? Jilly sent me this. Jilly, thank you so much for helping me write this show. If you're out there, Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to Death to Tyrants and Tech Support and ARIM. Good to see you guys. Willie V, Happy New Year's. Thinking with Young Morpheus. So glad you're here. So glad you joined us. Happy New Year's, 3-Chord Grifter and DC. Did I get DC yet? DC, Happy New Year, right? Okay, so Jilly sent me this. This is called The American Dream. Let's check it out.
Did you notice what their slogan is?
Who's that? Biden's?
Yeah.
No.
Finish the job, which means for us, turn us full-blown communists. And that's where all this corruption comes from. This man who's been in politics for 40-something years, having all these relationships and leveraging them to get him to this point. Now he's paying back the favors by turning our country into a fucking shithole. The American people are the biggest slaves of any citizenship in the entire world. Let me tell you why.
But we are.
Because the American people are the only people that are told, go work super hard, go take a massive amount of your life, and we're going to take at least half your money. And then when we take half your money, we're going to send it overseas, or we're going to funnel it back into our political contributions, or we're going to send it over here for quote unquote aid. Okay, where's our motherfucking aid? Why the fuck are we the citizens of the United States of America financing the well-being of every other fucking country in this planet? Until people wake up to that and say no more, shit's gonna continue. This land of the free, that's a fucking joke. Land of the free, land of the worker bees is what we are. What do you pay when you buy shit? What do you pay on your personal property? What do you pay when you put gas in your car? And if you add all those things up that you pay, they're taking 50% of your money too. And they're telling you to work, 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 the American dream, the American dream, the American dream. They don't want you to achieve the American dream anymore. They want you financially dependent. They want you sick. They want you unhealthy. They want you consuming their propaganda. And the reason they want that is so that they can control you. This isn't freedom. There should be no way in hell that any politician goes to Washington, D.C. and makes tens of millions of dollars. And while you're having trouble paying your bills, and while you're stressing over money, they're sending your shit to Ukraine. This dude gave away $1 billion for a political fucking favor. What could $1 billion in your neighborhood do? And these guys give away billions of dollars like it's dollar bills at the strip club. Now, could we be free? Yeah, we could, but a whole lot would have to change. And if we were actually free, our cities would look different. Our schools would look different. Our happiness would be more. Our prosperity would be better. You wouldn't have to think about money. Like, until people understand, like, dude, it's your responsibility as a citizen of the United States to speak the truth and stand on the values that you believe on an individual level. It is also your responsibility as an individual to exercise freedom. Freedom does not exist unless you exercise it. If you don't live a free life in your day-to-day life, freedom ceases to exist. It is not something that is granted to you. It is something that we create as individuals. It is autonomous. It is in how we live, how we eat, how we train, what information that we put in our brain. This is why I tell you, personal excellence is the ultimate rebellion, because if you are personally excellent, then you are exercising freedom. Then and only then will freedom exist as a whole entire culture. There's no one else out here to do the work but us. It's us versus them. And if we don't get our shit together, we won't have an America after that.
Okay, so here's my problem with that clip. I agree with damn near everything on that clip, but he starts out and he calls out the communists, right? And this is my problem with the far right's messaging. They always are attacking the communists. You know, I love Roseanne Barr. Lately, you know, I fought with Roseanne Barr over the years, but lately I love what, you know, she gets to the truth on a lot of matters, but she fucking blames it on communists every time. Oh, the communists, the communists, the communists. I was just at a communist convention 4 fucking weeks ago. And I promise you, they think the same fucking way we do. They want the same things we want. They want to stop the propaganda. They want the working class to you know, have control over their means. So it's the messaging, right? Language has got us fucked in this country right now, 100% because communism doesn't mean the same thing to one person as it does to another person. Every communist I've ever fucking known, I actually agree with, guys. Just saying. I'm just saying. So, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty out there I don't agree with, but I have a problem with the far right always blaming the fucking communists. That's not, you know, and so I'm thinking, I've really been thinking hard about this. Okay, so if I'm not a communist, if I don't support communism, but I support a lot of their messaging, and I'm not a nationalist or a libertarian, and I don't, you know, I support a lot of what they're saying. Here's my thing. Capitalism's not working. Late stage capitalism is absolutely fucking broken. It is not working for anybody except for the top 1% of our country, right? So why did so many of us love fucking Bernie Sanders? Because Bernie Sanders came in with a democratic socialist message, not meaning that I want to be a Democrat or a fucking socialist. What it means is if you have an ism, you got to have it balanced out, right? So right now our scales are way out of fucking whack. If we had social safety nets incorporated into our fucking capitalism, maybe we could have a little balance, but language has got us bent over and is screwing us hard, and it's not going to get any better because language is just co-opted. We've seen them change the definition of words, right? I mean, you can disagree with me on this, but that's the way I feel about it. I don't want to see the communists attacked. I think that they have some good ideas. I don't think that they're on board with this globalist agenda. The ones that I know, you know? I don't need it. Marby Dog says, what do you guys think? So Marby Dog says international communism is globalism. Globalism is about sacredity and control. Communism requires central planning and control. You think DC needs more control? No, I don't think DC needs more control. I think what we need is more safety nets that are, if we had safety nets that were actually working for the working class of the country, it wouldn't be as lopsided as it is. And I don't, if you call social safety nets communism like the right does, well then okay, then you're disagreeing with me. I definitely don't want to see DC with more control. Not these asshats, not these globalists that are pushing the World Economic Forum's agenda forward for so Klaus can be happy and the 1% can get what they want. I don't know. For me, every time I hear that communist word thrown out and attacked as the Democrats or Joe Biden, oh, Joe Biden's a communist. Guys, that's not what the word is. That's the wrong word. I guess that's my problem with it. They keep throwing that word out there and I don't think it's the right word. I think we need social safety nets. What do? Do you just get rid of capitalism? No, I don't think that we can get rid of capitalism. We have to have an open, free market. But what does that look like? What do we call that? What's the language for it? I'm not sure. This is the best clip on the deck today. Did you guys see AOC, aka ABC, being heckled while she's out Christmas shopping? Oh, God, this is just something of beauty. Check it out. That crazy socialist.
Oh, ABC. Oh, hey. You gonna condemn Hamas and the terrorist attacks yet or what? You know the 3 branches of government yet? You are such a loser. You are so stupid. You are the worst. You suck. You are the absolute worst. Condemn the Hamas attacks. Go bring some more COVID back from Florida. It's executive, judicial, and legislative branches. You're horrible. Keep laughing. Keep laughing.
Oh, I'm laughing.
You and Ilhan Omar, two peas in a pod. 2 peas in a pod. Close the border. You're doing a great job. Enjoy your Christmas shopping while we can.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. I'm gonna have to bring that for Beauty and Boomer on Saturday just because I love watching it. First of all, he calls her AOC or ABC. Hey ABC, as she walks by. Do you condemn Hamas? And she goes, I always do. And he goes, do you know the branches of government yet? Because remember, she got asked that question at the beginning of her first term or whatever, and she couldn't fucking answer it. That was so funny. New Yorkers, you make me giggle. Keep it up. I think more people should do that to ABC. Dirty Dollars, thank you so much for the super Ray. Says, I've been to Vietnam. Terrible corruption on the surface. Bottom to top, the U.S. corrupt is in DC. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, my ex, he was in Vietnam for a long time. You guys know I like him a little old. Anyways, yeah, so I know a lot about Vietnam and the corruption over there, right? DC says socialism entails workers' democracy in the workplace, i.e., the opposite of centralized control. Right. So that's why I tend to side more with democratic socialism, right? But I don't go out there and just call myself a socialist anymore because when I look at, you guys know, for 5 years, I did nothing but go and join these groups and try to find where I belonged, where my people belong, because I felt like Moses leading this whole entire committee of people out of the Democratic Party for Dem exit with nowhere to go, right? Where do we go? Do we go to the Green Party? Do we go to Socialist Alt? Do we go to the Democratic Socialists of America? So we went into every one of these, whatever you want to call them, and whether there's a party or whatever they want to. Some of them aren't parties, but every single one of them had some fucking issues, right? Like they either Democratic Socialists of America, they were fucking aligned and crawled up the Democrats' ass, like. Okay, yeah, because you guys are not different at all. And they've been co-opted and controlled. The Green Party is so cliquey. And you guys know, we've talked about the Greens a lot. They don't have, they have a little bit of infrastructure. The People's Party had no infrastructure. Like every one of these has a freaking problem. And I never did find a place that I belonged other than I'm a free thinker like you guys, and I question everything. And I think you guys should too. We do, right? Let's question this. So why was Melania Trump missing from the family Christmas photo at Mar-a-Lago this year? Ooh. Oh, New York Post getting us the scoop this time. So former President Donald Trump posts from a Christmas snapshot with his kids and grandchildren over the holiday, but his wife was nowhere to be seen. Is she finally getting that payoff for the 4 years of hell she had to go through? I don't know. If I was her, I would have had a new fucking, clause wrote up that said, I get to leave you and I get all the money. I don't think that's what's happening here, but New York Post seems to. So, did you guys watch the Ryan Seacrest ball drop last night? Did you? You guys know my boy Jelly Roll. He was on there last night. I didn't watch it, but of course I saw a million posts saying that he was going to be on it. And then all the posts afterwards of him and Bunny taking pictures. You guys know I love Jelly Roll because, he was a down on his luck, hardworking American. He understands opiate addiction and he's finally made it. But it makes me kind of sad, though, to see him on such a big platform because I'm afraid they're going to steal his soul. Right. But that wasn't the funniest part of the night. The funniest part of the night was Green Day did a song. I don't know if they did a set or whatever right before New Year's, but they changed the words to American Idiot to MAGA Idiot. And here we go with more of the left-right paradigm that's being sold to you on mainstream. What is this? ABC? Is that who does the ball drop? Check this out. I might take a copyright for this, but I don't care. So yeah, he doesn't want to be a part of the MAGA agenda. That's just like Green Day. Oh my God. So many of these musicians that we grew up with in the 90s and the 2000s and even the 2010s have drank the Trump fucking TDS up in bulks, right? And it's because they're that gated community fucking Hollywood shit libs, right? So gross. Yeah. Oh, Green Day, you make me want to just throw all my Green Day shit out, right? Oh, don't want to be a part of the MAGA agenda. You're a part of the MAGA agenda. I hate to break it to you, but that's how it rolls. And let's see. Have you ever wondered why ISIS never attacked Israel? That is odd. Wonder why. They attacked Libya and Syria and Egypt and Yemen. Yeah, seems like a good question to ask. Joe Biden was paid 10 million bribed by Ukraine, and Democrats impeached Trump just for asking about it. Yeah, that's the world we live in, right? It is. It is the world we live in. Oh, I had to bring you guys a United spot for New Year's. Happy New Year's out there. Here is your United spot of the day.
All right, guys, I called you here today because you're the best at what you do. General Milley, you've never been to war, but you got more medals than any general in American history. Thank you. Pete, you're a professional chess feeder. Thank you. Kareem, you never give a straight answer.
Oh my gosh, did you see the Super Bowl halftime show?
General Levine, you're an expert in UFOs. Quite frankly, nobody's seen you and Mitch McConnell in the same room.
I'm an expert.
Hunter, you're an oil and pipeline specialist. And you're the smartest person I know.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, look, people, here's the deal. My boy Hunter's in trouble, so we need a new distraction.
Did the pipeline thing work?
Not really.
What about the balloons I never saw? Did that work?
Nope.
I don't know.
Come on, guys. We need a new distraction that'll make everybody forget all about Hunter.
We could release the aliens and move to space. Good idea. I'm due for a prostate exam anyway.
Lucky! All right, guys, I got a great idea.
What is it, Dad?
What if we release the aliens and move to space?
Wow, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I came up with it all by myself.
What the f***? You're the greatest president ever, Dad.
You know, I've always wondered what it'd be like to live in space.
Meet Joe Biden, his boy Hunter, daughter Ashley, Jill, his wife.
Hey, Jill! I'll be there in a second, Joe. I gotta put my my makeup on. What is it, Joe? Hey, where are we? Is this space? Yes, Joe. For the 100th time, we live in space now. Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Hey, fake mom, what's up with dad?
Ever since his alien probe, he just hasn't been the same.
Well, he still gets 10% though, right?
Duh!
Oh, good.
Dad, I'm gonna go shower now. All right, I'll be there in a minute. Hey, honey, what are you doing?
Just weighing some crack. So much lighter in space.
Oh, Hunter, you're the smartest person I know.
Bye, Dad!
Yes, Your Holiness?
Where's my money?
It's coming, man. I promise, all right?
Hurry up! Joe!
Yes, sir?
I need the lunch code!
Oh, yes, sir.
I need my money!
Yes, sir, I'll get it for you.
Hurry up!
All right. I need more money, Joe!
Where's my money, Joe? This isn't enough money! I need more money! Dad, wake up!
Man, space is gonna be cool.
Space is gonna be cool. I love where she puts the Alice Cooper face on. I've always thought Jill looks like Alice Cooper, so it's not just me who thinks that. That's freaking hilarious. And United Spot's out there killing it with the got list, because of course we're supposed to get the Epstein client list this week, right? Which we all know we're not going to get. I want to nominate Javier Milani for having the best year ever in 2023. Of course, if you hadn't seen, he decided to grope his girlfriend on stage. Yeah, this is crazy. Somebody called him the Napoleon of Argentina. I see that. I totally do. Oh, having the best year ever. I'm not going to play the whole thing because, for one, it's in Espanol and I'm not as fast as Fee. So it takes me a few times of listening to understand what they're saying. But basically, that is his girlfriend for the last year. She's a comedian, actress, Zelensky type. I don't know. But yeah, they got all hot and heavy on stage the other day and it broke the internet. Definitely. But I do think that he had the best year ever for 2023 out of anybody globally. I just got to say. So just in, the U.S. government is dropping 6 charges against crypto scammer Sam Bankman-Fried, including campaign finance violation and conspiracy to commit bribery charges. Aw, we didn't see that one coming, did we? Making bribes with stolen money is fine as long as the money is going to U.S. politicians. FBF donated $100 million during the 2022 midterm, pouring tens of millions into dark money groups with customers' funds. Some of these groups were linked to Senate leaders, including Mitch McConnell and Chucky Schumer. Here is Maxine Waters blowing him a kiss. Yeah, because they love him. SBF. We told you SBF was going to get a slap on the wrist, right? Because they protect their own. And some of us were betting that he was going to get Epstein. Nah, he's not going to get Epstein, guys. They just joke about that. Okay, we already covered the waves. Come on, go back. Okay, let's talk about mammies. The mammies. The mam god. Mammy equals mainstream alternative media. What they want you to be. And if you joined us on Saturday night, you saw the Falcon rocket going up. It was a secret mission. They didn't want anybody to know what they were sending up there, right? Some say they were headed to the dark side of the moon because we are in a space war with China to get control over space. And yeah, so Elon's helping him out. Not like he's a DARPA boy or something. He doesn't work for DARPA, guys. And X isn't just a big AI programming platform for Elon's evil robot. What is it? Grunk? Is that his name? Some stupid ass fucking name. The only reason he bought X was so that we will program that damn AI for him. When you know, they want you to be, yeah, exactly, the mammy god. He is the mammy god. Oh, so you know what I did this week? You guys know I love David Icke. I admit it. I'm a big David Icke fan. And hey, I don't say everything Icke says is real or true or whatever, but Icke has a platform where other people can get information out. And that is so fucking important nowadays when we live in, these lanes that are these echo chambers that we live in. So I went over and I paid the $1.99. It's only $1.99 pound, whatever that is American, to get his website for the next 2 months. I think you get it for $2 for 2 months. Anyways, there's some great effing interviews over there. I watched a 2-hour long one with Ryan Christian, The Last American Vagabond. Oh, excellent interview. Stuff that you're not finding over on Rumble or Rokfin. It's on David's website, but this is the interview that caught me. Now, this is a woman who was picked up by Jeffrey Epstein, and she swears she saw him turn into a lizard person.
I saw Epstein shift in front of my eyes. It was very, very frightening. It was like a weird hologram, and it had like big black eyes. It was like reptilian, draconian, alien sort of thing. And it's just something that I had to explain to myself because I saw him turn into something. You know, it's not an easy thing to talk about because I can understand that a lot of people wouldn't understand it if they haven't seen it. But I saw it. And, you know, I'd like to be lie detected on it. I'd actually love to be lie detected on it.
Iconic.com. That is episode 23 of Declassified. I think it was the Declassified series. Maybe, yeah, it was the Declassified series. And that was a very interesting interview. Let me tell you, the woman was definitely picked up by Jeffrey Epstein. She was flown around with him. She went to Epstein Island. She went, you know, a couple of different places with him. But here's the biggest thing I took away from that interview, other than she saw Epstein turn into a lizard, is yet again, and shout out to Amber King over at Brave New Future, because she has called this out from fucking day one. They're not talking about all of the scientists, the geneticists, and what the fuck Epstein was doing, because he was trying to repopulate the planet in his image, or they were creating clones. She said she had shit done to her. There was other girls that had stuff done to her. Like, it's an interesting interview. So you can catch that over on iconic.com. And I think $2 is worth it to go watch all the interviews over there. But what do you guys think? Why won't they talk about this? You know, Elon Musk has the same fucking issue where they just want to keep having kids in their own image, and they're doing it in the lab, and they're saving eggs, and they're doing in vitro. And it's very, very fucking disturbing that nobody has actually even scratched the surface of what the hell Epstein was doing with all those scientists. Scientists like Stephen Hawking's, Ben Goertzel. We talk about Ben Goertzel all the time. Well, apparently him and Epstein were very fucking close. There was so many of them. You know, a lot of slimy people that hung out with Epstein, and there's a bigger story here than just the trafficking, and we all know it. I mean, the trafficking is a huge story as it is. That isn't getting covered enough, but the in vitro crap they were doing is what we should be finding out about, but we're not going to find out about it. And don't think for 1 second these names that are going to be dropped this week are going to tell us anything, because they're not. So here's a glitzy picture of the Clintons, Epstein, that resurfaced. Oh, look at them having a power lunch with all these people. There's Clinton, Epstein, and Ghislaine with all the power players, right? So gross. So gross. This one dropped this morning, so I grabbed it. Oh, no, this wasn't it. Pizzagate journalist responsible for exposing global pedophile network found dead. Now, this is about, I want to say 3 weeks old, 2 weeks old. She was found dead a couple of weeks ago. It was before Christmas. She swore she wasn't suicidal. And then they say that she did, you know, and that she left notes. They always leave notes, right? Always leave notes. So that way there's never a question, because, hey, there was a note from her, even though she said she wasn't suicidal, but there was a note saying she wanted to commit suicide. So I don't know. There's a lot of people questioning this, like they always do, right? It's very easy. Isn't it weird, though, that there's always a note? Like we were just covering Gary Webb a couple of weeks ago, right? We talked about the journalist Gary Webb that broke the Iran-Contra story. And apparently there was a lot of suicide notes that went out. And then we were talking about Michael C. Rupert collapse. He also supposedly put notes out too. I think that this is a thing they do. They know that if they can make you write a handwritten note, that people won't question it. I don't know. That's what it's got to be. This is the one that broke this morning, and you tell me what this is all about. The Daily Mail says that Bill Clinton's name will show up on the list of Epstein clients or associates, but he's not in the top 10, guys. He's not. So Daily Mail today is reporting Bill Clinton will be named as John Doe 36. See, he's so far up the list. 36 ain't nothing. when the list of Jeffrey Epstein's associates from court filings are made public next week. So Clinton 77 will allegedly be named among the dozens of Epstein's high-profile associates in the document set to be released in the first days of 2024. The pedophile's powerful friends and acquaintances are set to be exposed as part of a vast unsealing that the judge ordered just before the new year. Yeah, it's a good thing Daily Mail got out there and, did a little damage control for him. So he's only 36. God, he's just 36. He barely even knew the guy, right? I wonder where Bill Gates will be. You think Bill Gates will be higher than Epstein, or Bill Gates will be higher than Bill Clinton? I guess we'll have to wait and see, right? Fingers crossed, right? This is just a reminder that Alan Dershowitz is a douche. And anytime this guy is out there saying anything, we need to cut him down. Sometimes attacking a hospital saves lives. Yeah, he actually said that stupid crap. So where do you think Alan Dershowitz will be on the list? Do you think he'll be on the list? Oh, I hope so. I hope so. And we'll all be shocked. It'll all be scientists. And that's because they were trying to repopulate the earth. How's everybody doing? You hanging in there? I told you we had a long show today. Okay, here's one more United spot. I had to bring this one.
Look at you. Look at all of you. Have you already forgot? Don't you remember what they put you through? What they did to you? What they made you do? Well, let me refresh your memory. They closed the schools, took basketball nets down, taped off playgrounds, made children sit in isolated circles. They made kids eat outside. They put plastic around school desks. They canceled school dances, graduations, and sporting events. They canceled holidays, closed churches, forced curfews, closed parks, closed beaches, closed gyms. They shut down small businesses. They made you cover your face. They called parents domestic terrorists. They censored speech, stopped travel, banned, fired, and silenced health professionals and scientists that didn't agree. They arrested, fined, and jailed those who did not comply. They wouldn't let people see loved ones in the hospital. They forced people to get the thing or they'd lose their jobs. They stopped funeral gatherings. They wouldn't even let you have visitors at your own home. They shamed you. They mocked you. They treated you like peasants. While they gathered with their rich friends and celebrated their power, they cheated you. They lied to you. Over and over and over again. They took your freedom and everything that was important to you. And now, they want you to forget all about it. Will you?
Got client list. I love this meme. It says, them, why do you meme all day? Me, because it's slightly more sane than screaming at you with a sign in the streets. Yeah, we figured that one out quite a few years ago, that, hanging out in the streets with a sign didn't get you very far, right? We were told that really got you somewhere, but it didn't at all. So I had to set us up for this next clip. Of course, that was just a reminder of the things we lived under during the authoritarian Orwellian COVID years, right? Well, Seth MacFarlane, the creator, producer, and director of Family Guy, stopped by Bill Maher's the other day, right? Because he's the proprietor of Truth. And oh my God, it's a bad day when you have to agree with Maher, right? And I used to think Seth MacFarlane was a fucking genius, guys. I used to think, oh my gosh, he is on the cutting edge. He's got his pulse on the population and what's happening. He calls Hollywood out all the time. Oh, this guy knows. No, this guy is a gated community, bourgeois left shit lip all the way through. I mean, both of them are, but it's funny to see one calling the other one out.
But then why are doctors wrong about so much?
Well,
and
they're right about a lot too.
And but very often people who aren't doctors have been righter about things.
Like what would be an example of that?
Writers,
I would think this country did not allow for natural immunity to be considered. And I know this is a subject dear to your heart.
Yes.
Like even if you had the disease, you still had to get a vaccine. That's powerful, stupid. They don't do that in Europe.
They do that here. There's mandatory vaccination in schools.
Right, but if you already had the disease, you have natural immunity. We didn't seem to believe in that.
That was
here.
debunked, though. I mean, that's
not debunked.
Don't you know people who've had COVID 4 or 5 times? I do. That's not natural immunity.
Yeah, they're all vaccinated.
There's no immunity there. You've had COVID 5 times.
Probably because you had too many vaccines.
Oh,
I didn't have COVID.
Did the vaccine gave you COVID?
Well, that's certainly nothing unscientific about the fact that the vaccine, which does weaken you in order to strengthen you.
Says do all vaccines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But while you're in a weakened state, yes, that's why so many people like me got it, did not have it while the thing was raging and I was taking zero precautions because I was never that afraid of it.
But that's anecdotal. Like I've had every booster there is to
anecdotal
have,
yeah.
And I have never had COVID. I get a flu shot once a year. I haven't had the flu in 20 years.
Right. Well, I haven't either, and I don't get a flu shot.
Okay, so this is all anecdotal.
Right.
But you know the difference between anecdotal and statistical.
I do.
And statistically, you still have a 90% better chance of not being hospitalized, not dying if you're vaccinated.
Okay, but that's assuming all people are alike, and that is one of the giant fallacies in your way of thinking. We are not all alike. Yes, I would recommend and have recommended the COVID vaccine for the high-risk people. Like if you're 90 then why are doctors...
I can only listen to so much of this garbage right here, right? They're both acting like they're fucking doctors. Yeah, disgusting. McFarlane is on the payroll with Osama number 5. Is Osama number 5's on the phone? No, Osama number 5's. I know Osama number 5. Yeah, that's just gross. And Mar's not right either, guys. We know that, And just a reminder, we're on YouTube and that it is safe and effective and it will help you. It will help you. But yeah, I find this whole conversation just disgusting and stupid. And why do we care what Seth MacFarlane thinks about who gets boosted? This is our problem in this country. Why do we care? Why do we care what these idiots think? I don't. This one I think Jilly sent me. This is a Christmas message from Klaus Schwab because, hey, we're talking about it. Check out my little pop that Cold Fusion made me. Isn't she cute? She's got her Free Assange hoodie on. Got to have the Free Assange hoodie.
Ho, 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 global citizens. This is Santa Claus. I am checking my list to see who is being naughty or nice according to ESG. The worst punishment will be for the climate change deniers. If you are naughty, do not worry. We will not put a lump of coal in your stocking. Coal is made of carbon, and carbon is verboten by ESG. So we will just take your stocking and your other gifts. You will get nothing and be happy. Another tradition is the leaving of cookies and milk for Santa. These cookies must be 100% vegan, and the milk must be soy milk. Under ESG, there will be no more cow milk, and of course, no more meat. You may also leave for Santa cookies made with the cricket flour and a glass of cockroach milk. But even I will not eat this. You will eat this. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but we still have plenty of time to implement Agenda 2030. So now is the opportunity for giving the hugs, exchanging the gifts, and eating the ham. Make the most of your unsustainable freedom while you still got it. We at the World Economic Forum wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New World Order. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good luck.
There you are. A happy New World Order. They always do. Now, if you guys tuned in to Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday night, I brought you a clip from TrueStream from 2014, where they were mocking and making fun of the Agenda 21 agenda, which they implemented. They had no problem pulling that shit off, right? They shoved that shit right down our throats. If you go back and you look at what Agenda 21 was, yeah, we're living in it, baby. But Agenda 20 or 2030, we're well on our way into that one. And what was it? Last show I did, I gave you the list of all of the processed meats in the U.S. that have crickets in them, have the bugs in them, the bugs, and pretty much all the name brands: Hillshire Farm, Jimmy Dean, Tyson. Guys, they all got the cricket shit in them. And we've got to learn the words, right? There's like, I'm gonna go find that meme. It's got like 4 different words that they use to describe the ingredients for crickets. I need to learn what those are, right? Oh, it's so bad. Eats the bugs. Pfizer makes a $43 billion bet that turbo cancers are going to explode around the world. I wonder where they got that information from. I don't know. It's just weird. That Albert, he's got a lot of info, man. Albert, Albert Berta, is that his name? Yeah, Albert. He's having the best year ever too. I think I'm gonna throw him up there with Javier Milani. I got us a couple of memes. So your disease is caused by your lifestyle. Should I change my lifestyle? No, not at all. Here's some pills. Yeah, because that's Western medicine for you. Pfizer just bought Arena Pharmaceuticals, a maker of drugs to treat heart inflammation such as myocarditis and pericarditis. Oh God, they are just killing it, man. They are cornering the market on all of these things that tend to have showed up since the COVID mandates, right? Pericarditis, myocarditis, turbo cancers. Good thing they've got the market on all the drugs for these things. I'm just going to say it's a good thing they're looking out for us, right? The EU is offering farmers 120% off their land value to close their farms and promise to stop production forever. You got to promise. Meanwhile, a factory in Holland prints 500 tons of steak per month on a 3D printer for hundreds of restaurants. So now you just don't even know. You go to a restaurant, you order yourself, I don't know, a good 8-ounce Angus, and yeah, you're just going to end up with something that came from some dude's 3D printer. That's the world we live in now. You never know. You never know. How many times have you ate some kind of meat product in the last year and you go, I don't think that was meat. Definitely the chicken. You go buy yourself any Foster Farms or Tyson chicken strips. Like I bought my granddaughter some while she was here. I ate a half of one and was like, what the fuck is that? That's not meat. That is not real. That is not meat. That is not chicken. I don't know what it is, but it is not chicken at all. So gross. This is what they're doing to our food, though. Let's check it out.
Look what's happening to our food.
Tuyuqlar nə boyda olur? Buna bax. Bir tuyuğa 400 qramı şapulladır buradan tərəfə. O birisini elə, o birisini elə. Bəs, o birisini elə. Buduna da vur baxıb bud nətər şişir. Əlini çək.
So no matter how hard you want to try to eat healthy or eat, foods that are real, the foods that they're selling us in the United States are not real. They are not real. The fruits and vegetables, I showed you a video Saturday night, how they're taking organic stickers and throwing it over the top of the Bill Gates appeal. That stupid coating they're putting on all the fruits and vegetables now to make them last for a year. Nothing we buy, meats, whatever. You got to know, you got to be locally sourced, and you got to know what is being fed to the animals that you are eating, right? Which is hard to do, especially when you're in the fucking trailer park. We're poor. We can't afford to go to the local, meat market where we know the meat is good, where they are grain fed locally. Who can afford that? $35 for a fucking chicken? Nobody can afford that shit. Don't even ask me about real beef, because we don't have any real beef at Walmart, because that's the only store we have left in our town. Of course, we have Safeway, but who can afford Safeway? And Americans are the fattest people in the world. Do you know that the average American woman is weighing 180 right now? For real. I'm just saying, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying that is the reality. And why? Because they don't feed us real food. They feed us garbage calories in order to meet our, pyramid requirements. And unless you're growing the shit yourself and you're feeding the animals yourself, you have no idea what you're getting. And let's not even talk about how the grain is enhanced and has antibiotics, and now they're going to start giving them all mRNA. Remember, I read you guys an article last week where pigs and cows are starting to get mRNA vaccines. Yeah, but let's get healthy this year. That's everybody's goal, right? It is. So the bankers will ensure we stay in debt. The pharmaceutical companies will ensure we stay sick. The weapons manufacturers will ensure we keep going to war. The media will ensure that we are prevented from knowing the truth. And the government will ensure all of this is done legally. Exactly. Poisoning you legally. That is what.
Look what's.
No, come on, let's go here. Oh, this is a global surveillance one. So, of course, we've been told this over and over. I don't know why they got to keep beating the drum on this story. Humans may be fueling global warming by breathing, new study says. Yeah, because we've been on this planet doing it for, 20,000 years, 30,000 years, and it's a problem now that we breathe. Every creature on this earth breathes, but we're the problem. We should probably get rid of us. But this next clip is about surveillance. And we talked about T-Mobile the other day, how T-Mobile can now charge you a fine for hate speech through PayPal. Okay, because that seems legit, right? But did you know that it doesn't matter what phone you have? We play these games where if you have an Apple, they're spying on you. If you have an Android, they're spying on you. Guess what? If you have a fucking smartphone, they're spying on you. That's what it comes down to. Check it out.
It's because I think it should be a bigger story, and I don't think it's going to get covered.
Okay.
All right. So can I explain it to you?
Yeah.
And then you can just tell me if I sound crazy.
Okay.
Because I'm going to sound crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. 99% of the phones in the world are being tracked by every single government through push notifications. And the United States government has a gag order on the two largest phone companies through their operating systems to make sure that no one knows about it. And it was just confirmed by a letter via the chairman of the Committee on Finance in the Senate.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So you're saying that all the governments?
So this is how he words it. All right.
Okay.
Senator Ron Wyden, in a letter to the Attorney General, he states that last year he got a tip, his office got a tip, that foreign governments were reaching out to Google and Apple. Now, that's important because Android phones make up 70% of every operating system in the world.
All right.
On every phone.
Okay.
The other 29% is Apple.
Yeah.
Both of those companies were being reached out to by foreign governments who were requesting push notification data.
Push notification data?
So you know when someone sends you a text?
Yeah.
Okay, and you get that little thing that pops up at the top of the screen?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you like this thing. Or like Amazon sends you a little bing. It's like, just so you know, Magneto helmets are 30% off. And then you click the button and buy.
I cannot believe you bought that Magneto helmet.
Okay, ignore this. The governments are tracking us, okay?
All right.
I will put it on so they don't hear my thoughts.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you get that, that's a push notification.
So all of your push notifications are going to all the governments of the world if they want them, is what we're being told by this information that is coming out. We've already known this, though. I've got a lot of my push notifications turned off just because they annoy the shit out of me, but I'm thinking about just turning everything off. Do I really need to know when a new YouTube has dropped for somebody? I don't. I really don't. I thought I did, but there's a lot of things I thought I needed technology-wise in my hand that I can live without because I don't need to be surveillanced every day. So the more you know, right? Absolutely. So the biggest study of greedflation yet looked at 1,300 corporations to find out how many of them were lying to you about inflation. And guess what? They all are. Because inflation's just a fucking lie and a money grab at the end of the day, right? We've been saying this, but hey, you will own nothing and you will be happy. Be happy. Be happy. Are we shocked that they're lying to us about inflation? No, we've been telling you they're lying to us about inflation for years now. I got this one from Kate. Thank you so much, Kate, for sharing good news like this. It's not very good news. So this is a Mercury News coming out of California. Despite billions spent, new data shows almost a third of the nation's homelessness now live in California. The state's homeless population has increased by 6%. So that is just since the crisis. Now, here, let's bring this article in. I've been hanging on to this article for a couple of days so we could take a look at it. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Despite billions. Okay, let's take a look at this. So, Kate, thank you for keeping us on the loop on this one. So, despite billions spent, data shows that the nation's RVs, cars, trash, and personal belongings are visible at a homeless encampment along Coyote Creek near an old Oakland Road on May 11th of 2023. Let's see, California's homeless population grew by 6% this year, up to more than 181,000 people, by far the largest estimate of any state, according to nearly 3 in 10 unhoused people nationwide, according to new federal data. Okay, let me reread. Accounting for nearly 3 in 10 unhoused people nationwide. Okay, so 3 out of 10 unhoused people are living in California. That's what it's saying. The increase comes after public frustration is mounting over California's struggle to curb homelessness, despite an unprecedented billions spent in recent years to get people off the streets. Experts and advocates say that while it's drugs and mental health play a significant role, the homelessness crisis will persist until the state can revise its it's affordable housing shortage. Yeah, it's got a major affordable housing shortage, just like every other state in the fucking country, especially on the West Coast. Why? Because BlackRock's been buying up all the single homes. Between 2000 and 2001, California's typical rent swelled from 38%, while renters' increase rose only 7%. Our income only increased 7%. And we've been talking about this for a long time. The gap between wages and the cost of rentals, right? It's just gotten outrageous. This is insane. The U.S. homeless population increased by 12% between 22 and 23. So that's the whole United States, up to more than 650,000 people. They're trying to say that there's only 650,000 homeless people in all of the United States, and most of those are in California. That's the bullshit lie they're trying to fucking spin right now. We know that we have well over 1 million homeless people in this country. Well over. Fucking California's probably got 1 million, period. They're trying to say, oh, there's only 500,000 in California. I'm not buying this shit. But here's the problem. They keep dumping money at this, billions of dollars. Who did we report a couple of weeks ago? Somebody gave a shit ton of money to California, right? Remember they had that surplus? Newsom came out and said, oh, we have all this extra money. We're not going to do anything good with it. We'll just give it to people, right? That's what they did. But housing first works. We know housing first works. We saw it work in Utah. We've seen it work in the Netherlands, right? We've seen it work in, I want to say, Finland. Finland fucking wiped out homelessness. No unhoused people anymore. Why? Because they housed them first. You cannot help anybody with any other problem that they're having till you put them in a fucking stable house. How is that so hard to understand? Let me bring my other deck in here. I brought you guys a great little video. I want you guys to go check out Invisible People. We've talked about Invisible People many times. It is a YouTube channel that is dedicated to, just bringing information forward when it comes to homelessness and houseless. And this is a great, I want to say it's like 45 minutes long. It's a documentary look into how Finland solved the homelessness in Finland. And I just brought you the first 2 minutes of it. I'm going to drop it in the chat for you guys if I can find it. Come on, play. Oh, why are we doing this? Apparently my deck's got glitches today. Let me fix it. I don't know why it does this. YouTube, Google Deck. I think we're going to get out of Google. I mean, we all want off of Google, right? Amber's been telling us to get off Google for years, but I think we're going to finally do it this year. Yay. Okay, I think I got it. Let's see if this does it. There we go.
Very bad. And it was very scary.
Täällä on kylmät talvet.
Winters are cold.
Pitkiä.
And they are long.
Homeless is hell in Finland because you're real cold, real wet.
Not very nice. But where is it nice?
1990s, we still have 20,000 homeless people. And of course, at some point, there was a real struggle that there were many people sleeping on the streets. And because the winters are really harsh here in Finland, they would also die on the streets. So I think that was a really the wake-up call that we need to do something and change the policies quite slowly. And then we get the rapid phase when we start the Housing First 2008.
That's when they went all in on Housing First. They renovated almost all of the shelters into Housing First buildings to give homeless people their own individual apartments. They also built more affordable housing across the country, and it seems to have paid off.
In 5 years, we both created the program and halved the long-term homelessness in Finland.
Homelessness in Finland has changed quite dramatically since 2008, for example, in the city of Helsinki, which is the capital city. You will not see tents, sleeping bags, or rough sleepers whatsoever. We want to end homelessness, or we want to end rough sleeping. I think, some people would have laughed at us that, that's not possible ever, but, I think we have proved them wrong.
We spent days on our own in Helsinki looking for homeless people, and we couldn't find them. It was surreal. So, are there really none left? Juha told us this isn't a visible phenomenon, so we needed to go inside to find them.
So welcome to our organization, No Fixed Abode. You entered to our day center Vepa, where people who are sleeping rough, they can come here. And this is kind of living room. We serve every day a warm meal, mainly the peer support and also the professional guidance how to find apartment. The Housing First started in our organization, and we are still running the first Housing First unit, Sallikoti, here in Finland.
How does this connect with the city services?
Our functions are separated from the city services. We do lots of collaboration with the city. People who are doing the outreach work come here in regular basis, and we share information and kind of like what is going on with people who are sleeping rough.
Onko kaikki ihan ok? Ei mitään hätää, ei tarvitse meidän takia nousta. Hello, I'm doing street work in streets of Helsinki. I want to invite you to see outreach work. So people who are walking their dogs and walking around, if they find tents, they maybe make a call. Sometimes we find a new one, get informed for a new place.
Okay, so you guys get the gist of it. I dropped the link in all of the chats if you guys want to go and watch it. It's 25 minutes, 26 minutes. I think we have always said this from day one. It comes to housing them first, and I love that term, sleeping rough. because there's nothing rougher than sleeping out on the street, trying to find somewhere safe that you can close your eyes and get some rest and not have to worry about your surroundings. And the first thing they did was get them inside, right? And they send crews out. If you come across somebody who's sleeping in a doorway, sleeping in a tent, they get them services, they get them inside. And then from there, they can tap other services. It doesn't have to be all rolled up in one, right? Oh, it's terrible that here in the United States, we have the money as the richest nation to ever be on the planet. But, we don't find this a priority at all. We like to throw money into it and virtue signal that we're actually fixing shit, but we don't. But it just proves yet again that housing first is the answer. It is housing first. When you thought 2024 would be your year and then 12 billionaires start building doomsday bunkers. Ugh. Like that was something new. Why did they all wait till 2023 to start building bunkers? You're telling me that Zuck didn't have a bunker in 2018? Come on. We've been waiting for the end for a long time. I'm not buying it. Let's see what Zuck's bunker's like.
Why is no one questioning why Mark Zuckerberg is building a huge underground bunker in Hawaii right now? He's building an $100 million Hawaii compound right now with an underground bunker that will contain food and energy resources. His complex is called Kahlua Ranch, and it is shaping up to be one of the most expensive personal projects in modern history. The compound will consist of 12 buildings with 2 central mansions that will be connected to a tunnel that will lead to a 5,000 square foot underground bunker. The shelter will contain an escape hatch, a living spaces, mechanical room, and feature blast resistant concrete along with steel doors. Is there something coming that we should be aware about?
Maybe. I told you guys, I think the theme for 2024 is going to be war. It's going to be war. Okay, now I came across this. This is just a TikTok, but it made me think of something that we reported on years ago. I want to say in 2000, maybe 2001, we were talking about this. I'm going to play the clip and then we'll talk about it. So this is Chicago.
I believe before this is all said and done with Chicago, I believe before it's all said and done with it, I don't know how many years from now we're going to find this out, but I very much believe that it's going to be revealed at some point in time that there was a mercenary army that was hired and employed by either the state government of Illinois or the city government or possibly even the federal government to go in and systematically reduce the population of black folks in Chicago. There's no way you're going to convince me that all of these murders are the result of angry black males. When you have cameras on every major intersection in Chicago, I spend a lot of time in Chicago, there's no way you're going to get away with a murder in that city and it not be recorded. This is being orchestrated by the government.
What do you guys think? Do you think that that's crazy conspiracy? That's crazy. No, they're not sending like a militia into Chicago. Do you remember at the beginning of the BLM riots, we brought you a video of crates of automatic weapons that were dropped off in the back alleys of Chicago? Do you guys remember this clip? I got to go find that clip because as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I remember that. I remember us questioning where the fuck this stuff is coming from. We know how corrupt Illinois is. Do you know that Illinois has arrested almost 1,000 corrupt politicians in the last 24 years since 2000? Isn't that crazy? And right now there's 2 mayors just outside of Chicago in Illinois that have been indicted by the FBI. So who knows? But I will not be surprised to hear that is further down the line, 10 years from now, that actually happened, right? I will not be shocked to hear that at all. Okay, so I thought we'd have a little fun since it is New Year's, and let's go look at the best Mandela effects from 2023. You guys know what a Mandela effect is, right? When the Marmot got into the Large Hadron Collider back in 2016 and threw us into this fucking timeline that we're in, things started changing. Logos and movies and so much books, right? We've seen so much. So I brought you guys a couple of musical examples of this. Now you tell me, are some of these right or some of them wrong?
Now it's as if they dyed the hair on Babe's head and brushed it. Again. Is it a wig? Is it real? I began to pray, or I pretend to pray.
Guys, I don't know why my
well, as it turns,
not working. Okay.
Next up, let's talk about the Mamas and the Papas 1965 hit, California Dreaming. Which of these is the correct line from the song? I began to pray, or I pretend to pray? Well, as it turns out, to the disbelief of many online, it has always been pretend to pray, not I began to pray.
What?
Is that what you remember?
No.
Next up is Billy Joel's 1973 classic song, Piano Man. Which do you remember? A memory, a melody. Apparently many believe that the lyric is melody, but it's actually memory. Which one did you recall?
I recall.
Here's a fun one that's been freaking people out. Think back to the 1995 song, Who Will Save Your Soul by Jewel. Every time she says soul in the song, does she say soul or souls? The obvious answer is soul, and that this was simply me testing you and keeping you on your toes. Except not. She actually never says soul in the song. She says souls every single time. Tell me, is that what you remember? The last smaller effect I want to talk about before getting into the bigger topics is the song Boom Boom Pow by Black Eyed Peas. What is the correct lyric? I'm so 3008, you so 2000 and late. Or, I'm so 2008, you so 2000 and late. The lyric is, I'm so 3008, you so 2000 and late.
I don't know about any of those, right? Some of those I remembered the right way, some of them I don't. A lot of people say the Mandela effect is just, the way we remember stuff. The human brain is not reliable. We've all learned that from watching Perry Mason, right? Firsthand witness accounts, never very reliable. And I think a lot of the Mandela effect is that way too. What channel is this? I don't remember what channel. All Time. It's called All Time. He does some really good Mandela breakdowns over there. There was quite a few movie ones. Like, do you guys remember Babe the pig having hair? Like, what? Did he have hair? Maybe he had hair. I don't. I remember watching it with my kids, but I don't remember if he had hair or not. He has hair now, though. Crazy Mandela effects. As I find them, I bring them to you. Did you guys see this? The Tesla truck, Cybertruck, is sold out for the next 9 fucking years. 9 years you can get stuck in the mud. Let's see. There's been 2 million pre-orders, the most in history. Let's see. The average 10,000K order per day since November 30th. Wow. 10,000 of these things ordered a day. Let's see. The Cybertruck delivery event. November, 2.3 million ordered. 2.3 million ordered from November 30th till December 26th. Who has that kind of fucking money in America? That's what I want to know. Who are these 2.3 million people who have the money between November and December to order a Tesla Cybertruck? I think there's a lot more of the professional managerial class out there than we give credit to, right? Oh my God, so gross, so gross. What are you going to do with that thing when there's nowhere to plug it in to charge it? Just saying. Or your download doesn't update your truck so you can't go anywhere, right? How many times I've seen so many videos of these trucks being towed. It's just funny. It's sad that people think they're saving the planet by helping DARPA boy. Did you guys see this crazy advertising? Somebody said this is a hologram. It's not a hologram. It is a green screen, but still creepy enough. If you see this coming down the road, I think it's going to distract me from driving. Yeah, that's a little distracting if I'm driving. I'm like, why are those chicks trying to jump out at me? Here, I'll play it again just so you get the full grunt of it. That's creepy. I don't know. Do you think that's distracting if you're driving down the road? There's a big freaking. We have one of those signs here on the outskirts of Seattle. When you're coming from Tacoma into SeaTac, you got to go through Fife, which is this little blink and it's gone town, which is actually Tacoma. But there's one of those huge LED billboards up there. And oh man, that thing blinds you. When you come around the corner on the interstate and that sign lights up, like if those buses or anything like that sign, they're going to cause more accidents than anything. Than advertising, I think. I was going to bring you guys a bunch of AI stuff, but I'm saving it for Wednesday show. So join me Wednesday, and I've got what is her name? Amica. She's Sophia's sister. She's much more advanced than Sophia will ever be. So I'm a robot, and he's got the ripped off human hand in his hand. Of course not. I'm not a robot. I have a human hand. Boston Dynamics doing it again, right? Is this going to be the year of the AI? I think it might also be the year of the AI, right? Because they've got all these AIs out there that they want us programming, because that's all they want from us is to teach these AI, because then they don't need us, right? And this is just a reminder from the Banger Daily News. And this is October 30th, 1978. NASA creates a cloud over Alaska in conducting weather experiments. Yes, Tom Hartman, don't be so shocked. They do weather. They do control the weather. We've been telling you this for years. I brought you guys a whole list of patents a couple of weeks ago, which started back in the 30s. There's hundreds of weather manipulation and weather control patents out there. hundreds. So yeah, it's just a crazy conspiracy theory that they're controlling the weather. Crazy. Hollywood, go fuck yourself. We got a few of those in here. Let's see. Let's start out with Taylor Swift. Apparently there's a new syndrome that is coming from going to the Tay-Tay concerts where you don't remember the concert. What is that? Is it a thing? Let's hear about it. I think this might even be like a Good Morning America clip or something. Yes, they're definitely talking about it.
Taylor Swift and her record-breaking Eras tour. Some fans are claiming they have post-concert amnesia, saying they're having trouble remembering any of it all too well. Well, it's a story we first saw in Time, and Stephanie Ramos has more. Hello, Stephanie.
Hello. Hi, good morning, Rebecca. Post-concert amnesia apparently is a thing. Some Taylor Swift fans are saying they had such an incredible time at her Eras concert, they can't remember parts of it. And scientists say it stems from sensory overload.
Oh, a big snake, of course. I'm going to take a copyright if I let that play any longer. So basically, all of these kids are going to the Taylor Swift concert and then they're coming home and they're not remembering it. And doctors are chalking it up to sensory overload. They're just too excited. They're so excited to be at the concert, right? And I love how the clip that they chose of her concert has a big fucking serpent snake on it because, they're not lizard people at all. That's just crazy. What do you guys think? Have you ever gone to a concert and forgotten it? Me neither. Normally I go to a concert. Yeah, I get pumped. You come back with some serious endorphins, especially if you go to like a big festival or something, but I've never forgotten a concert. That just seems like MK Ultra to me. I'm just saying it seems a little MK Ultra to me, if you ask me. That's what's going on here. So Matthew Perry update. Let's see. Recluse Matthew Perry had a young dating app hookup deliver Oxycontin to his house despite living with a nursing team and was on drugs while writing his sober memoirs. What? No way. That doesn't happen. So Friend star Matthew Perry would score drugs from much younger hookups on the dating app called Rhea. Even while he was under 24/7 care at a nursing team, sources say. Perry was found dead at 54 in his hot tub at his home in October after overdosing on ketamine. The actor claimed in his 2020 memoir that he was finally sober after multiple failed attempts to get clean and at a personal cost of $9 million. But as I revealed earlier this month, we now know that that's not to be true and that he was never clean despite having a 24/7 nursing team for the third time. And in his Pacific Palisades home, as well as his live-in sober champion, he managed to have casual hookups, sneak him illicit drugs without detection, sources say. So are we shocked? No, this is just something that happens with addiction, right? People backslide. You try to get back there. I know in my early days of getting, clean, whatever, it's easy to backslide. It really is. So am I shocked that he went out there and sold a memoir saying that he was sober? I'm not shocked at all. Come on, guys. Especially when you're living in that Hollywood. Of course you're going to tell everybody you're sober, right? He wants to get work. That's crazy. So are we shocked? No, this is exactly what we called when we first found out, of his passing. I have nothing new to report here. David Bowie's last online post said Google is Illuminati. What? So David Bowie was a regular contributor on Bowie.com, the forum of his official website, and his final message, written weeks before he died, contained a prolific warning about the future of humanity in a world of information controlled by Google. Did they take him out? Maybe. You can't be talking smack on Google. We all know that. But I thought that was interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know he said something like that. I was always a Bowie fan. Meme Alley. You don't get out of the trailer park till you go through Meme Alley. We're a little late today, but not too bad. We got a lot of memes though. So let's get started. Oh, this one's only got one on it. Leaving 2019, entering 2024. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like I've left the Matrix paradigm behind. Like, I don't even know if that's even comparable anymore, right? I think we've gone past that. I really do feel like we've gone past it. FBI monitoring my activity. My VPN location set to Epstein Island, so they no longer care what I do. Yeah, that one's pretty funny. Me cleaning out the fridge for New Year's, the vegetables I bought before Halloween. Oh, yeah. I got to do that after the show. I got to go clean out the fridge because I got to go grocery shopping today. And everything's closed, so I'm going to have to go to Safeway, and that sucks. People who create fake accounts to shit posts. People who shit post on the main account with family, friends, coworkers, and bosses. Yeah, that's me. I don't have the backup fake accounts. Do you guys? I know people who do, right? I just never got into it. You know me, I'm so in your face and no filter. Like, fuck it. I just put it out there and people can push back. So, yeah, I am definitely the latter on that one. I like weird people, the black sheep, the odd ducks, the rejects, the eccentrics, the loners, the lost, the forgotten. Most often than not, these people have the most beautiful souls. And that is so true. That is so true. I've always found that to be true. New Year's. Oh, we got a couple of New Year's memes. New Year's as a kid, New Year's as a teen, New Year's in my 20, New Year's now. Yeah, I was in bed early last night. New Year's is for amateurs. Friends, how are you stoned already? It's only 2:30. When did you start smoking? Today at 11 a.m. Yeah, no. Some days it's like that. If I don't have a show, I'll wake and bake for sure. If I don't have a show though, morning shows and smoking don't get along with me very well. Putin arrests political opponents. Tyranny. Democrats arresting political opponents. Democracy. Yeah, don't look so fucking shocked, Cornell. You know you're in on this shit too. Just saying. Just saying. He is. I don't mean to be picking on Justin Bieber this morning, but these two memes just kind of went together. Winter is the Justin Bieber of seasons. It was cute in the beginning, but now it's just annoying and should fuck off all the way back to Canada. Come on, that's a good one. And Justin Bieber 2020 looks like he's trying to convince Justin Bieber 2009 to get in his van. That's bad too. You guys are killing it with the memes out there. Now that I do these meme alleys, I just get inundated with memes every day. You guys are doing a good job out there. So this is our pet meme. Don't expect any New Year's resolutions from me. I tend on staying the same sarcastic, outspoken delight you have all come to know and love. And that is so true. And just a reminder, this is Matt Brookershire, CEO of ASPCA. He makes $1 million a year. He made over $7 million since he took his job. If you want to donate to shelter pets instead of millionaires, give your hard-earned money to local shelters. Yes, don't do these big Houston ASPCA, New York ASPCA. Yeah, we know what they're paying their managerial staff, right? So stop giving them money. I want to see the animals helped. Do it with local shelters. There's so many in your area, I promise, that are taking every dime you've given them to buy cat food, to buy dog food, to go rescue an animal, to pay for a vet bill. You don't have to give to these big conglomerates. They're the Goodwill of pet shelters, basically, is what they are. Vegans combining 5 carcinogens and 10 industrial chemicals to make food instead of just eating an egg. Oh, I know that one burns, doesn't it? I'm a model on OnlyFans. Oh, I'm a soldier on Call of Duty. That's the reality we live in nowadays, right? You guys crack me up with the OnlyFans jokes. I'll give you a Discord, but you're not getting an OnlyFans, I promise. When someone tells you they hate driving at night, this is what they see. Oh my God, it's so true. I have night blindness now that I've hit menopausal age. And yeah, that's exactly what you see. I tend to not drive at night anymore just because of it. Now that the holidays are over, what do we do? Yeah, what to do? What to do? What to do? Do you guys feel like that? I was just looking at the calendar this morning. We have over 5 fucking weeks of this month to look forward to. January is going to be a long, painful, cold haul. That's what I see for January. Yeah, go look at your calendar. It's a long effing month. And let's see. I think we have a pretty good chance this season. The average hunter is getting older, and millennials think meat comes from stores. Yeah, the deer, I think it's in your favor this year. And hit me up for pricing for my homeschooling program. Yeah, I don't know if I'd sit him down in front of InfoWars, though. I could probably find a few other things to enlighten the children, not InfoWars. Might be a little too much for them. That Alex Jones screaming at him might scare the shit out of them. Not all women just want flowers. Some women just want 40 acres, an off-grid homestead with an adequate sun and creek. Yes, that's exactly what I want. Shove your flowers. Give me acreage. That's what I have always said. Just kidding. Okay, guys, I think we are out of here. We have hit the last slide. Happy New Year 2024. Oh, it's going to be a scary, hard, long ride for the next 12 months and longer, right? Because the inauguration doesn't go down till January, the end of January of 2025. So I would just say the next 13 months are going to be a fucking nightmare shit show. You better seatbelt in and buckle up because we're in for a ride of a lifetime with what's coming. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm just saying that because that's the reality. Oh, we got a Julian Assange on our way out of here. Let's see. Is the CIA hunting Assange supporters? Break-ins, observations, wiretappings, oddities that have been accumulating in the supporter scene of WikiLeaks founders Julian Assange for years now. It is unclear who is behind it, but those affected have suspicions. Yes, we have suspicions. It's unclear who's behind it. I don't know. Who would be hunting? It just said, is the CIA hunting Assange supporters? And then it alludes that it's unclear who's behind it. I don't know. Could be the CIA. Could be that lawsuit where they were, spying on people, going through their shit when they weren't supposed to. Oh, yeah. Day X is here, guys. We've talked about Day X for months now. Day X is going to be February 20th and 21st, 8:30 a.m. Gather outside the Royal Courts of Justice in London. It's now or never. And yeah, we need to come out in force for Julian Assange. So just a reminder, I will keep reminding you. And a big announcement for me, I have decided that I am going to go see Jimmy Dore live. And so Jimmy's coming to Seattle. Of course, all his tour dates are out there. And I think this would be great networking wise. You guys know I have met Jimmy many times, but I would love to go and meet the people in my area, the Seattle people who love Jimmy Dore and support Jimmy Dore. So I'm going to be heading over there February 10th. Seattle at the Washington Hall. I've been to events at the Washington Hall before. Let's see. I went to Nikita Oliver's kickoff there when she ran for mayor of Seattle. It's a beautiful old hall. I think it'd be great for Jimmy. So I'm excited to head over. If you want to help me out, get tickets. Of course, I'm going to have to get a hotel room and stay the night and do the whole travel thing because I live in the middle of nowhere. So I've just decided that's one of the things we're going to do for February. And of course, I'm getting ready to launch my Discord and we're going to get the new OBS studio up and running because that will mean that I can bring people in and interview them. You guys know I have a lot of friends out there that I would love to sit and have chats with, and I just haven't been able to do it because my internet's been shit lately. But when during Christmas, it was wonderful. I haven't had any problems with it since Christmas. Go fucking figure. I don't know. But I got great plans for Trailer Park Pundit and Beauty and the Boomer for 2024. And yeah, Oz and I aren't laying off. We're going to stomp on the gas and go even harder. So that's our plan for the year. Let me shout you guys out before we get out of here. Let me bring my screens closer. Willie V, thank you so much for joining me over on the Rokfin. A-Rims over there. Vermin Bread Smith, welcome. Yona's here. Happy New Year, Yona. How you doing? Who else? Snorky. Hey, Snork. Happy New Year, Snorky. I'm so sorry. It's taken so many people a long time to get better after the boop boop, right? Including my own children that had no choice but to take it. They're very sick right now. So let's see. God, I gotta put my glasses on to see these names because they're white and I can't read them. Ruble, welcome, Ruble. Good to see you. A lot of new names this morning, and that's great. I'm glad you guys are finding us. Lynn, welcome to the Rokfin. Death to Tyrants. Happy New Year's. Good to see you. Leonard's Trust Fund. I see you there too. And of course, Lizzie and Popeye were hanging out over there. Let me get the Rumble real fast. The Rumble we've got. Mr. Worthless Eater, good to see you. Dirty Dollars is hanging out over there, along with, hey, Beauty and the Boomers there. Oh, that was me. Of course, it's always me, right? Thank you guys so much for the super raise over on there. Dingle ate me, baby. Happy New Year. And let's get to YouTube. Anthony, Happy New Year. Steve Wolfbrand, good to see you. Happy New Year's. Chris Foster, Happy New Year's. DC, Midnight Karma. Bella Lugosi. Popeye, you're everywhere. Salty's Digital Dive, 3-Chord Drifter, good to see you. I think there was a young Morpheus that stopped in midway through the show. Good to see Marcus. We're fans, definitely. Marby Dog, good to see you. Mikael Johnson, Happy New Year's. Good to see you. Who else did I miss? I missed Peace Dove. Peace Dove is praying for rain dance, guys. They need rain and snow in Colorado like nobody's business. Everything's dry. So do your rain dances, get some rain dances. Let's get some snow and precipitation. Headed to the Colorado River in Cowsbell. Oh, you're in the Colorado River, Cowsbell. Okay, you're in Montana then, right? That's sad. So you're telling me there's no snow on the Bitterroots? Oh, we don't have a lot of snow on the Olympic Mountains right now, I can tell you. But that stuff normally comes in January for us. Sorry to say. Well, thank you to everybody who joined me on this New Year's morning. I hope your head's pounding a little less. Go get you a nice greasy breakfast and go watch some movies for the rest of the day. The world is shut down. It is a national holiday, so relax, enjoy it, because tomorrow morning, bright and early, the 2024 shit show starts. So I decided we were going to go out with a banger this morning because I had some slowy, I don't know. I kicked it to the curb and I found us a Dio cover. Yeah. Holy Diver, because we got to go out with the Devil Horns this morning. I want you guys to have a great day, and I will see you back here at the trailer park Wednesday morning, same time. And have a great New Year's, guys. Thanks for joining me.
You know he's clean. Oh, don't you see what I mean? Gotta get away. Holy diver. Yeah. Got shiny diamonds like the eyes of the captain of black and blue. Something is coming for you. For the morning, you can hide in the sun till you see the light. Oh, we will pray it's alright. Gotta get away, get away. Between the velvet lies, there's a truth that's hard to steal.